Light and Dark, The Adventures of Dark Yagami. Chapter 22, Helicopter and Also Sexing. So I was googling myself and found some slow zombie dude from the TV tropes writing a blog about my story. I know you're blind, dude, which is a bummer, but that's still awesome. And not like not texting me back. You know who you are, and that person who you are is Christy. Light and Elle were on the furring range. They were shotting their rifles and their shotguns and their rockets and making out. They shot a bunch of cardboard dudes and not the good guys, which is good but not great because they were a bit slow and kept making out. You buggering sound buggass! What I screamed through a bulletproof megaphone. WTF, are you trying to get yourselves killed, bloody hell? Soz. Elle said and threw a flash and it exploded. Next door, Sayu was practicing her handwriting. She didn't want to have to everything note her sis to death or maybe further, but she had to save the world. What are you doing, wife? Misa said, sexy style. I'm writing stuff down, Sayu said, and then writ, I sex with Misa, in the everything note. Misa smiled and started to naked herself up. First, she taked off her shoe. Then she got her hat and set it on fire like a candle to sexy up the mood. Then she got off her dress, which was like that dress the lady wears in Resident Evil, but with no guns, and underneath she was wearing a Lady Gaga shirt and the boxers she borrowed from Light. She taked them off, and then her other shoe, and now she was naked. Saw you then take off her spy suit, and it was no underwear below, cause she was a spy, like in James Bond, and needed to sex a lot. They got on the red silky bed in the firing range and began to make out a lot. Then they made out some more, and then they decided to sex it up. They were sexing a lot, and it was very hot and sexy because they were both naked and they were exing their girly bits and whatnot. Soichi was feeling left out because he wasn't sexing with anyone, and he could sex Light's mom, but won't because they're all old and that's that thing gross. And I'm not writing that sort of thing. Lolo! The radar went bip bip bip, and he looked at the screen all scary style. My god, buggering radar just started up a spiffing hit! Watery exploded, spraying tea and Britain all over the table. Some chap just used a wanking life note! Where at, Gramps? Elle asked, stopping the sexting. It's at Yotsuba's house up the skyscraper. Run! Soichiro said and grabbed a sniper and threw it at Watari, who grabbed it and grinned all evilly. They got in a giant helicopter which was the size of a truck and had guns and grapple guns and computers and a bathroom. The bits on the roof span fast and soon they were flying over the city and people were standing up and staring and some of them pointed too. Suddenly a rocket whooshed past and left a big line of smoke and a bang at the end where it missed, but only the helicopter because it still hit another tower, but it was okay because no one was in the tower except for that Lelouch guy. More like Leloucher, am I right? And everyone hates him, so it's cool, except he has a giant robot, and also I've never seen it. Dodge it! Elle screamed like a little girl, but it had already exploded and they dodged it then, so Elle felt a bit dumb. Mikami climbed on the roof with a sniper and looked through the telescope. This was slimy dude, but it wasn't Yotsuba, but they shot him anyway and the rocket stopped. They looked all over the tower for Yotsuba's house and had to ask a postman for directions and then found it, and they tried to knock on the front door but failed because they were in a helicopter, so instead they got their grapple guns like in Batman and boomed the front door down and zipped in and found themselves in Yotsuba's kitchen, and they broke his braid maker to show they were serious. They pushed Kira, who was in handcuffs, into the living room and a billion bullets splattered him, but he was wearing a suit of armor borrowed from Theophage and he was saved for the time being. Everyone else jumped out and fired all their guns at once, and Yotsuba's army fired back, and like a trillion bullets hit everything, and a plant exploded, and then everything else came to, and Yotsuba and Sayu were life-noting everyone back to live, but Sayu was faster, and Yotsuba's printer ran out of paper, and they kept the spares in his study, which they couldn't get to because it was full of dead dudes and guns, and dead dudes firing guns and other dead dudes, because Sayu was using her everything though to make them do it, and she has a bit of a dick. Guns exploded everywhere, and one hit Elle, and he died, and the life note brought him back to life, and this happened like 20 times! Because Yotsuba was camping, and everyone hates campers. Then Yotsuba's arm was dead, and Soichiro grabbed him by the neck and punched him in the nose 22 times to show him he was trouble, and also showed him the broken bread maker, and he cried because he couldn't eat his tasty blood banana bread that Blood had showed him how to make one day. You fucking fucked up fucker who fucks, tell me where the fucking life note is, and don't life note that fucking Night Yagami back to fucking live, or I'll break your other fucking bread maker. I was only trying to life note back my pet dog. He is called Might Yagami, and I spelled it wrong, and I'm sorry. WTF, I'm so sorry! The git said and hugged him, and went to Walmart and bought him a new bread maker and also a bunch of flowers to say sauce. That doesn't help us find Night though, Mello's ghost said, getting all pissy and flicking his hair around pissy style. He was really pissed because he looked like Lady Gaga, and it's true, look! That's not true, Ray. I just found this map Knight left behind. Elle said, because he was an awesome detective, dude. It was a napkin with a picture of a house written on it in lipstick, and there was a car outside. I knew that car! So it Rio bellowed like a freight train full of amps being driven by a screaming dude with a megaphone on the way to a rock concert in a really noisy place. It's mine! WTF! This is too epic for me to write more of now, and I need to sleep, and also I need to plan the epic finale, or maybe not, but probably actually this time, although I don't know, cause people seem to lick it.